It was supposed to be his last. His very last. He assured his friends. Acting as the gentleman that people knew him for, Steven then excused himself and took only 3 steps back to have his last puff.
When Steven lit a piece of cigarette, I told him, man, I used to smoke. Now I can't believe it. It's coming to 4 years ever since I stopped doing that. So where he went, up to now, I still think that is where he got into the direction of the fragments. Our World Cup at Chadon Rugby Club ended in the 87th minute. That is when Spain was carrying out a substitution. They were bringing in Fabregas. There was a lot of noise, Arsenal guys are too noisy. Yeah, Fabregas, what, stuff like that. So amidst that noise, at Chadon Rugby Club, we didn't wait even to see Fabregas get onto the pitch.
All my friends are dead.
In the 87th minute, that's when the first bomb blast went off. Blast!
That first bomb blast was heard by Steven Tinkamanyire's mom, despite the fact that she was several miles away from where her son was enjoying the match. In fact, she thought it was a celebratory fireworks display.
I said, maybe fireworks, not knowing that they were finishing my son.
That's how the 23-year-old's life ended, and the victim's mother accounts his last days on earth before that fateful day.
He was moody, as if he was not the usual Steve. That period he was looking for jobs here and there. In fact, those last days, he was supposed to meet this head of Radio 1.
The mellow male voices of radio presenters can attract lots of female attention, and for Steven, it was no exception. He was working as a part-time presenter at Vision Voice, in addition to pursuing a course at St. Lawrence University. On the very last day of life, Steven spent Sunday with his cousin Carol and sister Stacy, who he visited at Our Lady Gayaza. His visit came as a blessing to his sister Stacy, now in Senior 6, for it was the last time she would see her brother smile.
The sister was telling me that when they hugged, Steven told her, bye, a very big, very long bye, as if he knew that he would never.
Steve, or Ativ, as he was dearly called by his family, was on his way from school when he developed an urge to visit his uncle in Catalemois. But Carol dissuaded him. However, this was not the last visit he had in mind that Sunday.
They were using that Chebando road. They had just finished tamaking it. That's where Dad has another home. So when they reached the home, near the home, they were in a taxi, said, Carol, let's pass at Daddy's place. Carol said, Steve, let's go home. We are tired.
On reaching home, the football fever had kicked in already. For football fans around the world, it was the ultimate occasion, the day of the World Cup final between Spain and the Netherlands. The whole family were fanatically supporting Spain, and Ativ went to watch it from his favorite hangout place, Chadon Rugby Club, with his friend and boss, Bill Tibingana.
Everyone, even the young ones, went with the friends, and I also went to meet my red friends there to watch the match with them.
But all the joy they were having soon faded into the horror of mass carnage, as minutes into the second half, the first devastating bomb was detonated.
Within about 5 minutes, my phone rang. It was Carol. Said, Mommy, hurry up. Hurry, we are in Mulago. Steven has been hit. My life crashed. We found him in the casualty. They had put these oxygen things in his mouth. I called him. He would not answer. I looked at him. I knew my tip had gone. I told them, Steven is gone.
Steve was pronounced dead on Monday morning, but 2 hours later, the doctors announced he was alive, but his brain was dead. His parents were given a choice of putting him on life support or leaving his heart to finally stop beating on its own.
Dad said, no, cannot move the machine. Leave him on until God decides. Even I would touch him, touch his hands, try to shake them, try to tickle him. but she could not understand anything. So then how would you expect such a person to be alive really?
At 4 p.m. on Monday, as his dad went in to check on him, Steve's heart gave out and he passed away. He was buried at Bushenyi in his home village of Nyarugote. Mrs. Tinkamanyire has since then blamed the government and the owners of Chadondo Rugby Club for the death of her only son.
They had warned us. I heard it personally about 2 times on the radio that the Al-Shabaab are threatening to bomb Uganda. What did they do about it? If they had put announcements on the radio, on the what, alerting all the institutions. But I thank God for his life. It was a lovely life.
She refuses to believe that her son is dead, even when she watched him breathe his last. The pain is still immense for this mother of 2, despite it being 1 year since her son passed away.
I think about him every day. I have to cry. Every day. That's why his picture is there. Every day I have to say hi to you. Hi, Steve. I love you. In fact, the mention of that July 11th thing just makes my blood chill.
She only gets the strength to live and carry on because of her daughter Stacy.
If I didn't have Stacy, I would be long gone.
But at times, life became meaningless, and to overcome loneliness, she stays with her brother's child. Her religious beliefs and faith in God have since dwindled, and she no longer goes to church because she feels betrayed by the Maker. She sits home, hoping and wishing for a phone call from her son, who will never call. She nurses a wound emblazoned deep in her heart, and a wound that will never heal. She just hopes instead she'll find ways to control and manage her grief with time. Florence Naluyimba, NTV.
So this is Henry.